When your female cat curls up beside you at night, have you ever wondered what's really going on in her mind? Sure, it feels warm and comforting, but there's something happening beneath the surface that most cat owners completely miss. What she's doing is actually one of the most vulnerable acts of trust in the feline world, and if you don't recognize it for what it truly is, you could be unknowingly undermining the very bond she's worked so hard to build with you. The truth is, her choice to sleep beside you reveals layers of emotion and instinct that go far deeper than simple companionship. Let's uncover what's really happening when she chooses your bed over anywhere else in the house. 1. She deliberately chooses you over every safe space available. Think about this for a moment. Your cat has unlimited options. She could nestle into that plush blanket on the couch, find a hidden corner where no one would disturb her, bask in the afternoon sun on the windowsill, or claim a high shelf where she'd be completely out of reach. Your home is filled with cozy, secure places designed specifically for her comfort. And yet, when darkness falls, she consistently picks the exact same spot, right next to you. This isn't coincidence or convenience. Cats are survival machines, programmed by thousands of years of evolution to stay vigilant and protected, especially during sleep. When they close their eyes, they enter their most defenseless state. In the wilderness, a sleeping cat becomes prey. Every natural instinct screams at them to find isolated, elevated, hidden spaces where threats can't reach them. So when your female cat deliberately positions herself beside you night after night and allows herself to fall into deep sleep, she's actively overriding every survival mechanism built into her DNA. She's essentially declaring that her trust in you outweighs her biological need for self-preservation. And here's what makes this even more profound. What she does when things go wrong, when you disturb her or the night gets uncomfortable, reveals the true depth of your connection. We'll explore that toward the end, and honestly, it might completely transform how you understand your relationship with her. 2. She abandons comfort just to follow you to bed. Have you noticed what happens when you get up to go to sleep? She's already perfectly settled somewhere else, completely relaxed in her chosen spot, eyes drowsy, body loose. Then you stand, stretch, and start walking toward your bedroom. Within seconds, she's alert. She uncurls herself, jumps down from wherever she was, and pads after you down the hallway. Most people see this and think it's adorable, maybe a little needy, and leave it at that. But this behavior is rooted in something far more primal than simple affection. Female cats operate on territorial instincts that are uniquely different from males. While male cats tend to claim and patrol physical spaces, female cats bond their territory to specific individuals. They don't just protect areas, they protect beings they consider part of their family unit. When your female cat gets up from a warm, comfortable spot just to follow you to bed, she's not being clingy or dependent. She's responding to an ancient instinct that tells her to stay with her colony, to ensure the members of her social group are safe and accounted for. In her worldview, you're not simply her owner or caretaker. You're part of her pack, her family unit, and she's biologically driven to keep watch over you during the vulnerable hours of sleep. So the next time she abandons a perfect nap spot just to be near you at night, recognize it for what it actually represents: pure, instinctual loyalty coded directly into her genetic blueprint. 3. The specific location she chooses on your body tells a complete story. Have you paid attention to exactly where your female cat positions herself when she sleeps with you? It's probably the same spot every single night. Maybe she presses herself against your head on the pillow, sharing your space at eye level. Maybe she spreads across your chest, rising and falling with your breathing. Maybe she claims the area near your stomach, warm and central. Or perhaps she curls into a tight ball down by your feet, like a small sentinel guarding the end of the bed. You might have assumed this was just her personal preference, a matter of comfort or habit. But the location she chooses is actually a deliberate communication, a clear message about how she perceives you and what emotional needs she's fulfilling. When she sleeps near your head, she's offering you the highest compliment a cat can give. She sees you as an equal, a true companion in her social structure, not above or below her but beside her. When she lies directly on your chest, she's connecting with your heartbeat and breathing in your scent at its strongest point. These sensory inputs create a powerful emotional anchor that soothes and grounds her. When she settles near your stomach, she may be tapping into maternal instincts, sensing vulnerability or change in you, responding to something she picks up on that you might not even be consciously aware of yourself. And when she positions herself at your feet, she's taken on the role of protector, strategically placing herself between you and the doorway, maintaining a vigilant watch over potential threats while you sleep completely unguarded. 4. She performs a ritual before she can finally sleep. Why does she push her paws rhythmically into you, alternating left and right like she's kneading dough? This is one of the most recognizable cat behaviors, something owners see and think is cute without understanding the profound emotional process taking place. Kneading originates in the earliest moments of a cat's life. When kittens nurse from their mother, they push their tiny paws against her body to stimulate milk production. This action becomes permanently associated in their brain with safety, nourishment, warmth, and maternal love, the foundations of survival itself. When your adult female cat needs you right before falling asleep, she's not just being sweet or playful. She's accessing one of the deepest, oldest emotional memories stored in her neurological system, reverting to a state of complete vulnerability and trust. But there's an additional layer that makes this behavior even more significant in female cats specifically. Even after being spayed, female cats retain incredibly strong maternal programming. When she needs you and then slowly drifts off to sleep, a part of her mind is engaging in something remarkable. She's treating you like a member of her family that she needs to comfort and settle, the way she would her own offspring. And when you stay still and allow her to complete this ritual without pushing her away or moving abruptly, you're sending her a message she desperately needs to receive. You're confirming that she's safe enough to lower every defense, that this space is secure enough for her to access her most vulnerable emotional states. 5. Her internal clock has restructured itself around you. When exactly did she start going to bed at the same time you do? Think back carefully. You head toward your bedroom around 11 at night, and she mysteriously appears just minutes before. You wake up at 7 in the morning, and she's already stirring right beside you, as if she'd been waiting for that exact moment. This might seem like a convenient coincidence, but it's actually a profound biological adaptation. Cats are naturally crepuscular creatures, meaning their internal programming makes them most active during dawn and dusk, the twilight hours when prey is most abundant. Sleeping through the entire night alongside a human goes completely against their evolutionary design. And yet, your cat does exactly that, night after night. Scientific research has revealed something fascinating. Cats living in close quarters with humans will actually modify their circadian rhythms to align with their owner's sleep-wake schedule. They're not just tolerating your routine, they're physically reprogramming their internal biological clock to synchronize with yours. Let that reality settle for a moment. She's actively working against millions of years of evolutionary programming, fighting her natural instincts, because being present during your waking and sleeping hours holds more value to her than following her innate behavioral patterns. This isn't simply two creatures sharing a living space. This is biological bonding at a fundamental level. Her body is literally reshaping its natural cycles to match yours, creating synchronization that most owners never realize is happening at such a deep physiological level. 6. She deliberately faces away from you while she sleeps. What's your first reaction when your cat settles beside you but turns her back to you? If you've ever felt even a small pang of rejection when she curls up next to you but deliberately faces the opposite direction, you're experiencing a completely natural but entirely mistaken interpretation. From a human perspective, it looks dismissive, like she's tolerating your presence but isn't really engaged, like she'd rather be somewhere else but this spot happens to be comfortable. But the actual meaning is the complete opposite of what it appears. In the wild, in any dangerous environment, a cat would never voluntarily expose her back to anything she hadn't evaluated and deemed completely safe. The back represents her blind spot, the area she cannot monitor, where she's utterly defenseless against attack. Turning away from a potential threat would be an instant death sentence in a natural setting. So when your female cat lies down next to you and consciously positions herself facing away, she's making an extraordinarily powerful statement about trust. She's communicating something profound. She doesn't need to maintain visual contact with you. She doesn't need to monitor your movements or watch for signs of danger. Because she's already reached absolute certainty that you pose no threat whatsoever. This isn't indifference or coldness. This is complete peace, total security. She's so thoroughly convinced of your safety, so settled in your presence, that she doesn't feel any need to keep you under observation. You've become the one constant in her world that doesn't require vigilance. And truthfully, that level of unwavering certainty and trust is far more difficult to earn than most people will ever fully comprehend or appreciate. 7. She stays even when you give her every reason to leave. What does it really mean when your female cat has multiple valid reasons to abandon you but chooses not to? You roll over suddenly in the middle of the night, disturbing her position. You get up to use the bathroom, breaking the stillness. You accidentally bump her with your foot while having a dream. You pull the blanket she was lying on, leaving her exposed to the cool air. Any single one of these disruptions would be perfectly justifiable cause for a cat to get up, shake herself off, and relocate to somewhere quieter, somewhere more consistently comfortable and undisturbed. But she doesn't leave. She stays right there. This is what I mentioned at the very beginning, the element that most owners completely overlook but might actually be the most meaningful aspect of your entire relationship. Cats don't distribute trust freely or automatically. Their psychology doesn't work that way. Every fragment of loyalty they offer has been earned through consistent behavior, through patient interaction, through maintaining a calm and safe presence over extended periods of time. So when your female cat remains beside you through all the inevitable disruptions, through the inconveniences, through the moments that would immediately send any other cat searching for a better location, she's demonstrating something profound about your bond. You didn't simply win her affection through occasional treats or play sessions. You've earned her genuine commitment through sustained reliability. She's not staying because it's the easiest option available to her. She's staying because you've proven to her, night after night, that you're safe, that you're predictable, that you're worth the temporary discomfort and disturbance. And that kind of bond isn't casually given or quickly established. It's painstakingly built over time. And if you've achieved it with your cat, you've created something that most people never even come close to experiencing.